everyone, this is Candace. Welcome back to day 57 of my 100-day health challenge. Tonight's going to be a little bit of a quicker check-in. Also, I'm hoping that I have managed to maintain my heat staying off during this because I don't really have another good place right now. I've got a lot of things I'm moving, a lot of things I'm cleaning and shifting around, and so I don't really have a space on my table like now as usual, and my desk is kind of a mess. So I am trying to video here again. Hopefully the heat has timed well that it'll be off and it won't create that weird noise in the background, so hopefully that's the case. Today, again, because things are going to be so busy this week, so hectic, and today's been a pretty busy, chaotic day again, and I did get a lot done, but I also did have to come home early because my stomach was bothering me again. But a little bit of a quicker check-in just so I can get to eating dinner and then head to bed. And you know, tomorrow's another long day. I probably will not be home early with all the different things I have to do. So for today, not the best method, but I didn't really eat hardly anything today because my stomach was so knotted up. Like, I was feeling better yesterday evening, and then in the middle of the night, I was just up and down for a good like 2 or 3, really more like 3 or more hours with just my stomach and my system bothering me. And it wasn't just my stomach, but it was bothering me so much. I could not sleep. So I didn't even get back to sleep. I had woken up, it was bothering me, and then I finally went back to sleep, but it was like maybe an hour, hour and a half before I had to get up. So it was not a good start to the day. I tried my best to hold out as long as I could, stay at work, get things done. I got quite a few things done, and I also hung out and talked with people and had some good conversations about different things coming up and different stuff. It was also a little bit encouraging too, because there were some fun talks about like with Christmas around the corner, you know, when is it okay to start watching Christmas movies? Have you already started? When it's okay to listen to music? What stations are already playing? What is on your movie list for the holidays? That kind of thing. So it was kind of a fun, uplifting conversation. I still was feeling pretty miserable and ended up having to leave earlier than I'd hoped, but it was okay. I did feel bad having to ask the same teacher again to take my after school duty. But I mean, he was as gracious as usual and was very happy to help, which I appreciate because I know that can be frustrating when someone continues to ask you. I'd asked a couple other people too, but just people were so busy today. I feel like it's just common theme right now is everybody's trying to get everything done, but not rush, but also keeping up immune systems and resisting all the different things that are going around. Because there's a lot of things that go around any place, but especially at schools and offices and work buildings and things like that. It's just so easy. I mean, even going into the grocery store, sometimes it's like, there's so much going around that it's like you're trying to maintain your immune system. But anyways, I went to the doctor today. I had my doctor's appointment, and it went really well. I mean, not that I was surprised that it went well, but I was very thankful that it was not something more serious, something more going on. What I hadn't even realized, but this makes so much sense, is it's related to detoxing. So I think some point I need to sit down and talk more about detoxing and the realities of detoxing when you're getting healthier. But long story short, my system is still, it hasn't for years processed things very well when it starts getting overloaded and almost a little stressed out. I am kind of really overly simplifying here. So for those of you who are doctors, this is kind of like the 5th grade version of this speech. So in my case, whenever I've detoxed in the past, my body will do well up to a point. But when I start detoxing really quickly or something that's more difficult for my body to process, I have to get help with detoxing. And so I hadn't even realized, and also there was a couple things that I hadn't even realized were probably around my house right now environmentally that, or even at school that I've been exposed to that is making it even that much harder. It's overloading and taxing my system. But it was kind of like my liver and kidney were out of whack, and I'm testing a little bit for those being out of balance. And so I have some new supplements to add to my normal routine, which I'll do for a while. So this constant, one thing that I think is really important for us to realize is there's this constant give and take and this switching in and out and maintaining, because we want to reach the roots of the problem, right? We don't want to just treat symptoms. We don't just want to band-aid, something without realizing what's really going on in the system. And I know that can be hard because we can't always tell what's going on deeper in the system. But there are some pretty common things when you're losing weight and you're cutting out unhealthy foods and things, is your body's going to start to detox what was left over from what was unhealthy. So for example, when you're cutting out sugars, the sugar that's already in your system still has to go somewhere. And I mean, exercise helps with that, but like that's another thing is with the some of the lack of movement and exercise I've been able to do as much as I'd hoped. What I've been doing is helping, but sometimes your body still needs the support to help it detox. And so in this case, I have been not only losing weight, but I've been detoxing different substances like sugar and carbs and things like that are and heavy metals and things like that are overtaxing the system. And so the good news on that was I was able to add some new supplements and even an oil or two to kind of help in this process, help support detoxification when my body can't handle it on its own. And so hopefully I've had to do this before, so I guess I didn't even remember why it didn't cross my mind. I've had to do this multiple times in the past, that every time a system has come into balance, there's usually another one to fix, or whenever you're detoxing again something or cutting it out of your diet and nutrition, there's usually excess that has to go somewhere, and sometimes it gets stuck, basically unable to leave the body. And so I've done this before, and it always helps me feel better. So even though right now, even my stomach is still knotted up, and I'm eating because I am hungry, and it's okay to eat right now. It's not actually food related. But I can still feel this knot, kind of feeling this overwhelm in my gut and my system. So as soon as I can take my supplements tonight, I have a feeling that's going to really help. And I've been doing some things over the last couple of days to kind of try to help. But this is going to really, I think, help that extra mile and get me back on track, which would be fantastic, especially for the rest of the week and going into the holiday season, because school is going to go rapidly the closer we get to Christmas. I was actually just telling my kids today, we were going over the schedule over the next few weeks just to kind of look at the weeks ahead. And we talked about what we were doing this week, but then we briefly talked about how next week is Thanksgiving break. We don't have the whole week off like some districts do, but we have most of the week off. And then we literally come back and have 2 weeks, and then it's final exams week. And so, and I could see the shock and like the horror on some of their faces. And I was like, that's not to scare you. This is to hopefully help you not procrastinate your studying and getting things done. But there was definitely some terror in their eyes. And I was thinking, it's okay. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I just want to help you be prepared. But it was one of those things where there is a lot coming up. And so I am just trying to do my best. And this is one of those things that comes along with weight loss and stuff, is you detox things that were there that are not healthy anymore and that your body needs to get rid of. And sometimes that's easy to do. And sometimes, your system has not really done it in a while. Like if you've just been adding on toxin after toxin and your body's just used to it, sometimes it's not back into that familiarity with getting rid of things and sometimes it's going to get so tired and worn out essentially. Because your system hasn't been used to doing this and not on this level. So that's something I should talk about more later, but I think that's going to help a lot. And so that's just kind of how today's gone. I'm going to eat dinner here in a minute, take my supplements, including some of my new ones, hopefully get to bed. And then tomorrow, I hopefully will have lots of energy and lots of capability to just get things done and feel confident going into the rest of the week. So, well, I think I'm going to leave it there for now so I can go eat because I don't want my food to get cold. And also because as much as I would love to keep talking, I kind of feel like this is a good stopping point for tonight, just on my own health. And then also because I don't have a ton else to share about today, because that's kind of been my day, is trying to figure out what's going on and just trying to feel good and make it through the day. So yeah, that's about it. I hope your all's day has gone well. And I hope that if we need to talk more maybe about detoxing later, but what kinds of things do you all, there's lots of natural things you can do to detox, other things. What are you guys doing to detox? Have you had this experience before? Have you had detox issues when you've been losing weight or making healthy habit changes, and what have you been doing? So I'd love to hear from you all. like below. That'd be awesome. And pass it along to your friends. That would be so cool. And continue to grow this community together. So, all right. I will talk to you all later. Bye.